What up, world? What up, world? What up, world? What up, world? It's your main man. I am DJ Double Dose, man, coming at you with another episode of Double Dose of Reality Sports, man. You see, we got our homeboy D up in the building, man. We are giving y'all the raw, uncut, instant Alabama win versus Oklahoma. First game of the playoff. D, listen, before I cut you loose, man, I'm just gonna say this. Sometimes game plans and things that we know with football this time of year, we know we have to know our eyes and know what we saw.
Right?
John Mattia is who he always been. I get what he said in the pre-show, but if you go and you look at that game, we going right into it. You go and you look at that game, he had at least 2 or 3 walk-in touchdowns that he missed. Then the other one, where we'll get to that in a minute, at that moment in the game, he clearly had the lane to run. There was nobody there. Now, I get it. But it was open, and he dropped the ball. But you are reeling at that point. Get your first down and keep the clock going. You didn't need the big play. You needed the next play.
Yeah, you got.
You see what I'm saying? And then you did a fucked up throw. You up there trying to throw, contorting your body and fling it. Now, granted, Buddy should have caught it. He put his hands on the ball. Buddy should have caught it. But at the end of the day, you had no reason to. They showing the replay right now. You had no reason to throw the ball. You had the damn first down right there.
Yeah, he had the first down and clear and more. You know what I mean?
More. That's what was like. I get it. I 100% understand. The guy broke free. He was open. Hey, man, I get it. But at the same time, you were reeling in that moment. That was one of those moments where it was like, you needed I'm going to say it again because we're going to say this throughout the playoffs. You needed the next play, not the big play. And then you look at that. Then what else? They allegedly had the best special teams in the nation.
And them 2 kickers, woo, and that hurt them. Because
they allegedly had the best 2 of the punt, kick, what was kids? Punt, pass, and kick combo in America.
I don't want to cut you off, but Jake Paul just got knocked the fuck out.
Good. But we'll get back to that later.
But what I'm gonna say is this: having weapons like that, being that you had the kicker, especially I think the kicker, your place kicker, hadn't missed a kick since the very first kick of the season. So that was a weapon.
At one point, I think they said before tonight he was 24. He had made 24 straight. Something like that.
Then the drop punt. You saw he had already, the punter had made a booming punt earlier. Like I think that second punt.
He dropped the punt.
Yeah, he got scared. He got scared, bro. He saw him coming and he saw smoke and he thought it was fire.
Why he got scared? That Oklahoma offense been ass for a while. So I mean, you should be used to punting. Then
it's the way he dropped it. It's like he was going for the kick. Then he just like how you just got it in your hand and you just dropped that motherfucker.
It was so egregious. If you notice, Keenan just was like, "Oh shit, ball." He didn't even try to scoop it or nothing. He literally was just like, "Oh shit, the ball. I got it. Eyeball, right?" Like he looking like a big kid, like eyeball right there, eyeball right. Like he just ball. Okay, cool.
My whole thing is you get up 17 and you let them score 27 straight points. 27 straight.
Couldn't stop the bleeding.
The part of what I will give is I will give props to I don't know if his name is Womack or Womack.
Mm-hmm.
I will give him props in how he adjusted how they were playing defense, and I also will give the offensive because I think they started to blitz him from the outside instead of trying to blitz him straight up, where he was kind of can get around.
They just started descending pressure. They were
playing cover 3 and cover 2 and just rushing 4 for a minute.
As long as, and every time, even on the last touchdown that Oklahoma got, their whole look, Alabama fans. Now look, I got to give you your credit because you won. We got to give credit to the
give credit where credit is due, no doubt.
Gotta give credit to the winners. As we're not gonna pivot yet, but just know that the only way your defense can stop a quarterback in the playoffs, you're gonna get sent home in less than whenever the next round is, because Mendoza is gonna pick your ass apart. And if you try to blitz him all day, he gonna pick your ass apart. He is not Matia. He's not gonna get shook in the pocket because now all of a sudden you sending pressure.
Yeah.
But we're gonna stick on this game.
Both of them tonight had happy feet. Ty Simpson caught happy feet early. He got happy feet late. So I think the pick six he threw was egregious because it was just complete miscommunication. Receiver up the field, you throwing on a little quick hitch. He going other
hand. Xavier Brown ain't that because they showed the replay. That's pretty much how he. That's the second because he got the one against Tennessee pretty much the same way. Like he was in the right. I mean, look, credit to him. Hats off to him hats off to him for understanding your assignment and knowing what you, because we need to subscribe to more players understanding their assignment and knowing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And if you bring it back to the game, you know, Alabama, you had a chance when it was 17-0 to knock them out, and you didn't. And it's so funny because that was before my son had fell asleep. He was like, Dad, it's we gonna lose. I was like, ain't no we. I said, first of all, that's your team.
Y'all.
First of all, my team at home, but that's another story. I said, but when I made the post on Facebook, I said it's a lot of time left, son. I said it's just the second quarter. I said there's a lot of time left. I said all y'all need, and I wish he was still up. I literally said all y'all need is a touchdown, and the game gonna get back interesting. And I promise you, before he closed his eyes, not too much longer after that, Bama scored and it just in the floodgate. Because I mean we've been watching football too long. I'm like, you don't count. It's kind of like you want to get up, but you rather get up late. Nobody wants to get up big early because there's a whole game left. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of football left to be played.
I think I think it's pros and cons of getting up on any side, but I do like getting up late. It's just learning and being a coach mindset is how do you sustain that, because you still got to do a lot of what you were doing, but you're also going to have a second game plan if they start subscribing to your first game plan. But
Oklahoma didn't have a second game plan.
Exactly. You got to have a first half game plan and a second half game plan. You can't run the same thing the whole day because they're going to adjust just like how you should adjust. And what Bama did adjusted on offense is that they started switching their formation at late in, like they'll hold their formation late and switch it so Oklahoma could communicate in their call, because if you give Blake Venables the time to just see your formation, he gonna get the good call in and shut down whatever you think you're going into. So when they start delaying their offense and delaying their actual formations and changing them a lot more motion, and it gave them a little bit more time to get them off their balance on the front line, and they stopped getting to them. And once they stopped getting to them, it was over.
And you look at it, and I'm not, I know that this is real football, and it's not the NFL, but I will give Alabama credit on this because this is something that you see in the NFL a lot that you don't see in college football. Hey man, this shit ain't working. We got to do something else. Once Womack realized that, like, hey, he can't handle pressure. He continued to bring pressure, like you said, from different angles, from different stunts, different, you know what I'm saying? He started bringing pressure from different perspectives. Now, he couldn't do it every single play, but once he realized, like, hey, he can't handle this, anytime they needed something big and crucial, there you go. Outside of that one touchdown, they literally scored one more touch out of the 17. They went up 17-0, and they scored a late touchdown in the fourth.
And that's it. It missed 2 field goals.
So, you hear people always hollering about the middle 8. Well, yeah, that middle 8, they did terrible in. It's like you got up 17-0, and then you didn't do a damn thing until
The fourth
late
quarter.
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You do nothing. All you did was just watch them. You just self-imploded. And I mean, it was penalties involved. You talking about the stupid ass dude bumping Buddy on the sideline. They gave Bama another 15 yards. I mean, it's just like drop pass Oklahoma. Look, we talk about, and hold on, before we talk about drop passes. Have you seen Ryan Williams lately?
I didn't see him much. I think
you saw him again tonight.
He stopped by a little bit. I think he left at halftime.
Because you know what he did? He stopped by and dropped off with another drop.
Bro, I think he hit the portal. Cause I don't see him being I don't know what it is and what happened after last season, but they can't get him the ball. They're not actually targeting him. And they
ain't even them.
Brooks. Who is Brooks? Where the hell 17 come from?
D, it ain't even them. He keep dropping the damn ball. If I keep dotting up plays for you and keep dropping the ball, look, it's like this. We came to the season with big ass scroll, Ryan Williams. But every game, drop. He don't run block. So it's not like, okay, well, if you're not catching the ball, it ain't like you can make it up by you a good run block. He don't run block worth a damn. So you don't run block. You dropping the ball. We put you on punt return. You drop the ball in the punt return. So it's like
you hear feet talking. He don't like them hits, bro. He don't like.
So it's like what? So it's like if you're a Bama, yes, your shit is gonna get limited and more limited because what are we gonna do with you? Like what are we gonna do with you? Like I mean, we can't like this game right here. This is probably the biggest game. Well, right now, but to this point, the second biggest game of the season. You played sparingly. Got you a good play right there. What you do? Same shit. You trying to catch it with your chest.
Yeah. He ain't a natural catcher of the ball, man. He's a body catcher.
I hear you when you say the portal. And don't get me wrong, I know people are gonna be suitors and they're gonna be like, oh man, I don't know how you fix he leads the nation and drop passes. Another environment, I don't know how another environment is gonna change that. Now I could be wrong, but I don't know how.
I ain't gonna throw him away. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't throw him away, but
talented. You know what I mean? Definitely he can make moves in space. You know when he does catch the ball, but I think he does need to kind of lock in and figure out what's attributed to his drops. Get on the jug machine, catch with your hand, try to figure something out because you went from being Bama's darling to being like,
bro, he on the cover of the game, D. He on the cover of the game.
He's
literally on the cover of the game.
Hey, look, that's that cover curse. And you see, both of them cats had the cover curse. They didn't have good seasons.
Oh, Jeremiah.
Think about it. Both of y'all was possible Heisman guys.
Jeremiah still was balling though. Jeremiah still
what we thought. He wasn't basically what they were saying. He was Thanos and Cleeks with what they were trying to say.
Well, you got to understand with Jeremiah, the thing about the way their offense is ran now, Tate stepped up more because they started paying him more attention. I'm gonna get Jeremiah because Jeremiah when he's had the opportunity to catch the ball, he ain't done this shit. He ain't dropping in the ball.
What I'm saying. I don't think he's been good. He just ain't been great.
But you gotta understand. I mean, and also with him, it's like, hey man, look, I got to be here one more year. Unfortunately, because of the rules.
This year, because Tate will be gone. I think Ennis will be gone. They'll get a couple cats. They're getting a couple cats. I know they're getting Chris Henry. So they'll have a couple cats, you know what I mean? But they're gonna lose a lot of experience going off their front line, going into next season. So.
But before we get up off this game, I just gotta say this. Bama Nation, listen. I didn't have an opinion about this one way or the other. And I say that tongue in cheek because I firmly believe that it's just hard to beat people twice in the same season.
Oh, no doubt.
The same reason why I knew you was going to go to Atlanta and get your ass whooped by Georgia. It's the same reason why I'm not surprised at the results of tonight. I know somebody like, man, hey, listen, you can go look at my timeline. I didn't say nothing about the game because I know everybody was on the fact that Oklahoma was at home. But I'm like, if you watch the first game, I mean, you had like they literally won the game the same way Oklahoma won. They got a turnover on the kick on the kick return or punt return, whichever one it was, and they got a pick six. That's literally how Oklahoma beat them a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
literally, it's literally the same way.
The only thing I would have said was if once they got up 17, at that point, I ain't gonna lie, you couldn't have told me the way Bama had been playing in this game that they would have came back and won that game. Now, once they scored, and I was like, okay, they got some momentum. But once that punt hit the ground, at that point right there, I knew it was over.
Now come on now. We've been watching Bama football for a long time.
I knew Bama had them right then when that punt hit the ground, bro.
And once I told my son, I was like, look, all they need is a touchdown. I said it. I'm like, all they need is a touchdown. And once they got the touchdown, I was like, yeah.
It's over.
I was like, I know the way Oklahoma's offense wasn't. I'm not saying that they needed to go up 24-0, but they didn't need to give them. They didn't need to give their defense 7 points.
They didn't need to go 24 points. They didn't need to go 24-0. They just didn't need to allow them to score 27 unanswered points. Bro, kick 2-3 field goals in between there and put some up there. You can't let them score 27 unanswered points, and you went from being up 17 to down 10.
And they chased them 10 points the entire damn game.
I'm going to tell you when I knew the game was over. When it was 5 minutes and change left on the clock, and he was starting to use his timeout, I said, "It's over with. It's over with." It wasn't nothing else to do because I knew once they got if they would have got a first down, the game was relatively over. Because if they get a first down at this point, guess what? They could take it down to the point because you still need 10 points, not 7 or 3. So after then, once you get it below 2 minutes, hey, you ain't gonna get 10 points. That you couldn't get 10 points for the last shit. Well, you think I take you?
Yeah, 17. You stopped at 17 a while ago.
That's shit. And I thought you were gonna pop off 10 in about 8 minutes. Get the hell out of here. Come on, stop.
So hats off to Alabama. You are the first team to win on the road in the playoffs.
And that was a hell of an environment. That fucking light show before the pregame was fucking unmatched. I even like 50 Cent at the end of the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit was epic. So I will give Bama 100% props. Great comeback, great adjustments. But
now I will say we're gonna say the same time. But you're finna get your ass whooped by Indiana.
You're finna get your ass
whooped by Indiana. And that's how we're gonna end this segment. Look, now last week I was quiet because it was your second time facing Oklahoma. I figured you would win. This week I'm not quiet. You're finna get your ass whooped by Indiana.
You're going down. Because I'm going to tell you this right here. If you think you're going to let Indiana go up 17 and they ain't going to go up 24, 31, 38.
Come with that whack-ass blitz you just came with tonight. And watch Freddie Mendoza pick your ass apart. So we're going to end it right there.
Now, ain't no hate. But I'm going to give you my prediction. I'm going to run down the bracket. And I'm going to get
hold on. I got you. Hold on. I got you right now. Hold on. Let me pop it up. I got you right now. Hold on.
So
Bama, salute.
After the night, we got Bama, second round. Hey, say hey.
Okay. Say hey. All right, let me hold on. Let me share the screen. Let's get it up. Now, the second part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and discuss this playoff bracket, and let's see how we gonna figure this out. Now, D, we're gonna pull it up. So right now, up at the top, we got James Madison in Oregon. I kind of know your answer, but who you got?
Of course, I got to go Oregon. Talent is unmatched on this one. Much love to JMU. I got to give y'all props, doing your thing. I'm not a hater about the Cinderella, but we got to keep one real as being real. I just hope they keep it close where it's worth watching. You know what I mean? I don't believe he will.
I don't think he will. And I hate that it's the last game of the night.
That's what I'm saying. That's one that hurt me the most because it's the last game.
It's the last game of the night. So
I see that game being something like 56-24 or something. Shit. I'm just being honest. I look at that game as being like 21-0 in the first quarter, second quarter.
I won't do them that bad. I'll just say this: Oregon, whatever the spread is, Oregon will cover.
Yeah, I think it's 28. I think
whatever the spread is, I'm got a feeling that Oregon will cover. As we move on the bracket, we see Alabama has proceeded, so that means that Oregon will march on to face Texas Tech. We got Alabama facing Indiana. Next game up, we got Tulane and Ole Miss. No Lane Kiffin. No, John Summerall is going to coach, but we know he is leaving. We saw this game early in the season, and Ole Miss did the do with them. What are your thoughts?
Ole Miss beat them by 35 the first time, if I'm not mistaken. Game is going to be at Ole Miss. Of course, they do got, I think, the offensive coordinator that was calling plays. That was still there. He going to call them. I can't think of his name. White. White's going to call the plays. So, without Kiffin, I'll say is
Kiffin's game time play calling is definitely he's a good play caller. He's a good in-game play caller. So that
I'm giving him his props in being able to call plays.
That's what I said. So that aspect will be missed. It will be missed.
Yes, but I still think the talent disparity will still take a hold at some point. You know, because I think Tulane does have a lot of guys who are in the portal and won't be playing. But I think they do have some guys that will be. I think majority of their guards are playing, but I think they might have a little couple that's not. But if with that being said, I still think Ole Miss beats them by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Same for me. I got Ole Miss. I got Ole Miss winning this, going away. Probably they'll probably pull it out 35-17. Yeah. I got Ole Miss winning this. So right now we got so far we got Oregon, Texas Tech. That's what we got in the second round. We got Bama, Indiana. We got Tulane. When we got Ole Miss in Georgia. Now here's the other. It was 2 games that was worth talking about this week, and this is the other one: Texas A&M and Miami. I'm gonna let you go first. Because those that watch this show know exactly how I feel about Miami.
I believe this, and I know I'm probably gonna be the only one that's gonna say this. I believe this one might get bad early, and I think Texas A&M does to Oklahoma. I think they go up early, but I think Miami makes it. I think it may make it a game, but I think Texas A&M takes it maybe by 27-20.
Okay. I'm with you with that line of thinking, but I got a twist on it. Now, don't get me wrong. I am a Miami hater to the core. But I will say this. Texas A&M cannot come out this game and start slow.
Nope.
Texas A&M has had some slow starts. They cannot come in this game and let Messador and let Ruben Bain and let Miami's defense start getting off that damn ball and come out the game slow. They cannot do it. If you Texas A&M, points need to go on the board
quick.
However, Miami ain't really traveled. The last time they was on the road, they lost to SMU. Texas A&M is one of the nation's leaders in sacks. Carson Beck is a statue. I know Malachi Tony is a dog.
He's a dog. I will say
he is a dog. I know Malachi Tony is a dog.
I know he's a little bit taller, but he's still a dog.
They get on the ball in multiple ways. And I fully, completely understand that. But when it's all said and done, there ain't gonna be two road teams winning in the damn playoffs in the first round. Miami is going to lose. Texas A&M marches on, in my opinion. All right, so now we in the second round. All right, now we got some good matchups, D. Here we go. Oregon and Texas Tech. Who you like?
I like Texas Tech in this one. I like the defense they're able to get to the quarterback. Again, a lot of times with them, they got that defense where they don't have to blitz to get to the quarterback. I do like that. They know how to score points in multiple ways, definitely by the big play as well, and they can run the ball. So I do like Oregon, but I don't think they're physical enough yet. I still think they're lacking in a couple pieces. I don't fully trust the QB all the way because he will drop a flat dime on you at some point, and then some days he'll give you all of it. But on this one, I got to go with Texas Tech on this one, 24-20.
All right, this is where we part ways. I got Oregon. Oregon is locked in. Oregon is locked in. If you remember last year in this exact same spot, because remember they had to buy last year, they got their ass handed to them by the aforementioned Jeremiah Smith that we was just talking about in the last segment. He did numbers on their ass. So Oregon understands what this spot means. Because again, although last year they were there because of a bye, this year to be because they won a game and they made it there. I can't see them dropping the ball again in the same exact spot. Give me Oregon to march on to the semis. I still got it up on the screen. I think we are in one unison. Alabama versus Indiana. Who you got?
Man, I ain't never. And let me say this before I say this. First of all, if you had told me this shit 2 years ago that I would sit in my fucking downstairs on this illustrious sports talk podcast with my illustrious co-part in front of me, Mr. Ben Double Dose, and tell you that I'm picking the motherfucking Indiana Hoosiers over the Alabama Crimson Tide.
In football.
In football, not basketball.
Say it again. In
football, not basketball.
This ain't, hey, D, is this the college football playoffs?
This is not March Madness.
NCAA, or is this March Madness?
This is not March Madness.
Hold on, I just want to make sure. Is it the CFP or is this March Madness?
If I would have thought that, you would have said that Indiana was even higher ranked than Alabama in football.
Then if I would have told you that Indiana and Alabama would, if I would have told you Indiana and Alabama would play,
in the
one of the teams would be number 1 and the other one would be number 9, who would be number 1?
It sure the fuck wasn't gonna be in the honors. It wasn't gonna be on the Hoosiers. Not in the
in football.
In football. We're talking about football.
We talking about football. That's what we talking about. Come on.
But so obviously, Bama had a great win tonight, great resiliency, way to come back. Got to give you all the props in the world. So please don't forgive me and think I'm taking anything away from that great win you did. Way to come back, get your revenge. But you lose to Indiana 42-21.
So you got Texas Tech and Indiana in the semi.
Yep.
I got Oregon and Indiana in the semi. All right. Okay. Let's march on down. So now of course we both got Ole Miss advancing to face Georgia in a rematch because they played early in the year. When Lane was the coach, Ole Miss was up. They was rolling. We talk about teams blowing leads. Ole Miss was up. They was winning until that fourth quarter hit. And it was
And
like
Lane Kiffin became Lane Kiffin again.
and Lane Kiffin became Lane
He
Kiffin
always
again.
gonna take a bullet to the head, to his own head at one point in time in the season and lose a game he's not supposed to lose.
So
That's just
Ole Miss
he does
and
that.
Georgia. So Ole Miss and Georgia in a rematch. It's been the theme of the night. Teams playing each other twice. Is we gonna get somebody that's gonna win it twice? Because for me, I go first on this one. Ole Miss is not beating Georgia in this situation. Georgia defense has finally woke up. But you know though, I don't even think it was so much as they woke up as Kirby pointed out. They were playing a lot of young guys
Yeah, they're
early.
young, man. They
They're
lose
young,
all
so
their
they were
kids
playing a
to
lot of
draft
young guys
every year.
early. And now that we've gone through the season and everything, those young guys have experience now. So I don't see Ole Miss taking out Georgia without Lane Kiffin and Georgia's defense playing the way they're playing. So give me Georgia to the semi in this bracket.
Now, depending on who plays at quarterback. Now, I don't know if Trinidad Chambliss is going to follow him over to because I heard rumors about that, and also the rumors with Lagway going. So they did lose. Ole Miss did, not Ole Miss, but LSU did lose a quarterback in the portal. So I know they will be quarterback searching.
Right.
So depending on who plays that quarterback, because even if they play the backup actually was the starter in the beginning of the season. He got hurt. They just refused to take Chambliss out once he got going. But once he got going, they just didn't switch it out. So be that as it may, still give me Georgia, but I think this one's gonna be tighter than it's supposed to be because that's just what Georgia has done, kind of typically towards some of the games that they're supposed to win big, they don't. So give me them squeaking by 24-21, but I think it's gonna be a tight one. I think it's gonna go down to the end.
Gotcha. And last up, we got, because we both had Texas A&M winning, we got Texas A&M versus Ohio State. For me, Texas A&M, this is where the buck stops. I think that Ohio State defense is angry. Marcel Reed has been known to be a turnover machine, and he's going to turn the ball over against Ohio State, and they're going to get themselves in the hole. Yeah, they're going to get themselves in the hole, and they ain't going to be able to come out of that hole. Saying Jeremiah and the whole crew, give me Ohio State. Give me Ohio State.
I'm with you on that one, bro. Ohio State big on this one. I like Texas A&M, and I actually like I can't even say his name, quarterback. I actually like how he play, and I actually had Marcel Reed. I actually had him up in the Heisman until he kind of started going flat mid-season. But just like you said, man, I just think that Coach Pencil in that defense, Caleb Downs, and like you said, Jeremiah and the rest of the crew. I just think it's gonna be too much for them to handle. They won't be able to keep up with them, and it'll get into won't be a scoring fest. I think Ohio State actually, breaks it out at the end, late third quarter, and it's unwatchable. Ohio State going to the next round.
All right, so I got Oregon versus Indiana in the semi. You got Texas Tech versus Indiana in the semi. So who you got winning the semi on your end?
Now, with me, I got Texas Tech and Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Now on this one, I gotta go with Indiana on this one still. I think Mendoza and Signetti, I just think they got something going on over there in Indiana, man. I hate to say it, never thought I'd say it, but I think they got something special going on over there. I do like, what's his name, Fernandez, the linebacker at Texas Tech, and I like how they're able to get after the quarterback and, score opportunistic type of scores.
There we go.
Type of scores. But I do think that Indiana does take this one, so I give me Indiana on this one going to the show.
So you got Indiana and the Natty. For me, I think that again, gonna stick with my theme. I don't think it happens twice. I think Cinderella shoe falls off their foot. I got Oregon knocking out Indiana and Oregon marching on to the Natty. That's what I got. So you got Indiana and the Natty. I got Oregon and Natty in this bracket.
There it is.
All right. Now we at the bottom. So now Who you got?
Georgia, Ohio State. I'm sorry, but gotta put that motherfucking dog in the pound. It's got to go. Now I like how Georgia playing.
Right.
I really do think their defense has picked it up, but I'm gonna refuse to believe that they could score enough points to beat Ohio State, because I think Ohio State has the defense and the ability to disguise coverages, bring a little bit more of that pro style pencil defense to Georgia, kind of ruffle up Gunnar Stockton a little bit, frustrate them a little bit, kind of like how Ty Simpson was in the first half. But I think they'll be able to continue through the whole 4 quarters. So give me Ohio State in a good one heading to the show.
All right. Well, for me in this one, I gotta agree with you as well. I like Georgia. I think Georgia's gonna keep this game close, but I don't think, like you said, I think when the rubber meets the road, I do believe that Ohio State is going to have just enough. I think that between Tate and Jeremiah and even Bo Jackson, I know that
Right.
name. I know the Auburn fans to hear the name Bo Jackson being mentioned, and we're
Yeah, I
not
remember
talking
the first
about
time I heard, I was
Debo
like,
Jackson. We're not talking about Debo Jackson. I
you know
think
what
that
I'm
in
saying? I'm
this
like,
game,
I think I got no
it's going to take Bo Jackson to come through, and I do feel like Ohio State is going to persevere and make it to the Natty. And I know SEC fans, I get it. I know it's going to hurt you to sit down and watch an all Big Ten national championship, but I got Oregon facing Ohio State for the Natty. And if you don't know, now you know. I believe in Dan Lanning. I don't think that Ohio State is gonna go back to back. I got Oregon as my national champion.
Ooh. Even though I don't have Oregon in, even if I was speaking from the same scenario with your side, because we do have the same person as with Ohio State is going in with them. I don't believe in that quarterback. I don't believe the quarterback in Oregon. He's not been that. I don't in a first year starting in that type of environment. I think those lights will be too bright. Even though Julian Sand hasn't been there either. What he does have is the people around him who has.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So he has enough people around him who has, and they don't ask him to do too much, but use the talent of what's around him in which that he has. And as long as they can keep either Oregon or either what I gave with Indiana, keep them down, I think they'll still be able to. But it was me speaking from the end. I think that Ohio State would beat Indiana. I mean, would beat Ohio with Oregon. Now, with Indiana, I'm gonna still take Ohio State, but it's gonna be an extremely close game. If will be a extremely close game, and it could go either way, and it's gonna be a special teams play. Or a late game turnover that's gonna flip the whole game on top of his head. I think that game could even be an overtime if those teams meet, because I think they're so evenly matched in having your Heisman winner and having one of the other greatest players that you got out there, and also another Heisman finalist. We're saying, and you also have Jeremiah Smith over as well, Caleb Downs, and the rest of the crew over there at Ohio State. And you got a lot of pro experience, and you have a lot of playoff experience with them coming from a playoff round, winning the championship last season. So with all of that, and just like this, and if it goes this way, remember, it'll play out the same way. Ohio State usually takes that one loss
to wake them up.
They lost to Michigan, and after that,
wake them up.
That's it. And I think this will follow the same story from that last year. They took that one loss, so they took they were Indiana. That's it.
Well, there you have it, people. D got Ohio State winning the whole thing because of the way the bracket. I know people want to hit it like, damn, man, you got Oregon winning the whole thing. Because of the way that the bracket plays itself out, I have Oregon winning the national title. D has Ohio State. Thank y'all for listening to us, man. Always remember, man, make sure you like and subscribe, man. Make sure you follow D with L1D and Cutting Up, and live, laugh, and love, man. Enjoy this last couple weeks we got a college football, man. Live your life to the fullest. Love on the people that love you back, and find something to laugh at each and every day. And D, you know what? We out.